Okay, today we're going to repair the buttons in the Yamaha RAV283 remote control. I've got a repair kit for the different sections of buttons. We got this piece here is just for this section here, and this is for the top, and some generic buttons for some other of the keys. It doesn't fix all the buttons, but people generally don't have trouble with all the buttons. This is kind of difficult to get apart. You're going to need a small flat screwdriver and a small Phillips screwdriver. If you don't have small ones, if you have like a medium or regular screw and nail kind of stuff, it's not going to work. You're going to have a small set. I've already taken this apart a couple times, but take the battery cover off, take the batteries out, and there's one screw right here. Set that aside. This has got a lot of snaps in it, and after some trial and error, I found the bottom. The good place to start is on the bottom corners, one of the bottom corners. And the circuit board is on the front. The back is kind of filled up with air, so you want to have the screwdriver kind of going that way so you're not digging at the circuit board. And you can get the corner popped out easier, just like that, and kind of wedge the screwdriver in like that. And then we're going to work at getting those. There's two clips in the back, and I kind of got one out there, and then I'm going to just sort of slide this along kind of gently. It's not a lot of pressure, but then I get to the next clip and I can twist the screwdriver just a little bit and it pops out. So now I've got the two clips on the bottom out, and you can just start right like that and angle it towards the back. So I'm kind of angling it not like this, but like this, and just kind of sliding it along. And yeah, it'll get to a clip and then get to the next one. Like that, and just work your way around. Yeah, I'm going to stop. There's another one up here and there's two in the front. I'm going to do the other side. Yeah, as you get more and more off, it gets easier and easier. The last two on the end there, we're not going to use the screwdriver. We're just going to basically get all the other ones out. There we go. Now there's just the two in the front left, and I'm basically just going to kind of do this. Now I have the circuit board out already because I already taken this apart, but you can just wiggle it and pop it right out. Now normally the circuit board would just be lying in there at this point, like that, and you can just pull that out. Now you might have some dirt and oil buildup on the board, and regardless if you see anything or not, you want to use rubbing alcohol and a rag, and just wet the rag a little bit, and just clean all the button contacts. You know, if it doesn't look too bad, just go over it a little bit, and it dries up really fast. If you do have oil and stuff, you want to definitely make sure you clean all that up. Some rubber keypads actually ooze oil out of the rubber over time and start messing up the buttons. These contacts aren't that great. They're very thin coating. Usually the round buttons work a lot better than these long, skinny ones that I can tell that they're really thin. The conductive material is really thin. Okay, now to fix it, we install the membrane keypad between the original rubber keypad and the circuit board. And it's a peel and stick thing, and you can see it's going to fit right there, and there's some cutouts to line it up. And just peel that off. Like that. And there we go. And then we have this piece here, which covers the main joystick area and the 4 buttons around it. So I'm going to peel that off, stick that down. Now, to line this one up, I'm going to concentrate on the center and getting that over the center, and you can kind of see the circle shape. And it goes right up to the edge of the board like that. And there we go. Just gently. You don't have to really work at sticking this down because it'll stay, especially when it gets put back together. So just gently make sure it's flat and it looks good. If it doesn't line up right, you can always peel it off, especially right away as it ages. If you waited a day, it'd be a little harder to get off, but you know, right now, maybe if you have that flat screwdriver out again, just to help you grab the corner, and you can peel it up. It doesn't matter which direction this goes, so just keep doing it until it's lined up good. Okay, now I have a 5mm by 5 by 10 millimeter button, and this is good for the volume up and down buttons if you need to fix those, and they're right here. And again, you just peel off the paper liner, and you want to make the black cover, you know, the whole. There's 2 places where buttons touch. This has got like 2 little line rectangles. I'm just gonna put that down like that, and I'm not going to do the other one just to save time in the video. Then we have a bunch, 6 of these single buttons that you can use wherever you want. All of these keys up here can use this button, and you just peel and stick over the button, and this row is down here and this row here, and if there's a single button down here you can use it, but they're kind of tight packed, so if you had to do a bunch of these, I have another thing that's not included in the kit because so few people have trouble with these buttons, but you can get these on request, and that would do all 4 buttons in a line, and you can do, you know, if you do 3 of these, you can do all those buttons, and also this row up here uses the same one. So if you need to do any of those or those, you're gonna have to ask for this. But if you're having trouble with, you know, TV channel or one of these white buttons or anything like that, or record, stop, play, you can just use some of these single peel and stick ones on any button you like. So for reassembly is pretty easy. You just put the circuit board down in and the LED rests in there. Okay, when you're putting the back cover on the remote, you got to make sure that those springs line up in the housing. It's pretty easy. They just slide right on, but you want it, you know, you want them to be exposed like that. And then from there, the housing will just snap right back together. You've got that one screw to put in. And here's the trick I wanted to show you with an Android phone. It won't work with iPhones, but Android phones, the camera will pick up infrared light. So when you push a button, you can see it flashing. So that's a good way to test remote controls if they're working. So here's the volume up button I fixed, and the volume down button I didn't fix. It wasn't broken, but the top buttons are all working, and the joystick buttons. So everything's working great. That's it. Now I'm going to show you a trick I learned a long time ago. If you did damage your housing, like I did, trying to figure out the first time to get this thing open, there's little dents in the plastic. You know, I was trying to be really careful, but at the same time I was trying to learn, well, okay, what's the easiest way to open this? And I did damage the housing a little bit. if you have not a hairdryer and not a super hot heat gun, but I have a heat gun, it's kind of a low temperature heat gun, which is a lot harder than a hairdryer. And let's see if I can get this in focus. Yeah, right there. I'm going to heat that up. And I'm gonna watch it. Don't want to overdo it. And check that out. The plastic has a memory to it, so when you heat it up, it likes to go back the way it was when it came out of the mold. See if I can get a shot of that actually happening. There's one left down there. Now, if you heat it up too much, you can actually, the plastic will start to get really shiny and discolored, and you could actually warp it. So you don't want to get it really hot. Some of those high temperature heat guns are too hot. But that's it. All the buttons that were repaired will work, and they should never break again. And you should be all set. Thanks.